Hello, hello. Hi, Green Yoshi. Hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. Let me turn this music down. Woohoo. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good week. I'm ready. I'm ready for holidays to be here. Not actually. I'm ready for the weekend to be here. And then just like a day and then holidays. Or maybe I need one more shopping day. I have not bought my white elephant gift. So we'll see. But yeah, like I said, I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, let me get games. Let me get games going. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's kind of weird though, because it looks normal in VTube Studio, but because my alpha is set to green, you can see through the leaves. Like my head is see through. Kind of. It's less noticeable if I'm on the green, but if I like tilt my head this way. It's my ghost leaves. All right. Do. But yeah, like I said, I hope you're having a good week. Are you ready? Are you ready for holidays? I'm ready for the food. Like I said, I just need one more shopping day to buy a thing. I do need to like send out my holiday cards too. This is the first year that I'm sending out holiday cards. So I say. I would like to send out holiday cards. I know my time is running kind of short, but yeah, ready to take 2 weeks off work. Nice, nice. I'm happy for you for that. One second, will you get a sip of water? Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds really nice. I think I'll still come in a couple of days during the next couple of weeks, but like just like one or two, and I expect it to be pretty low key. I actually expect a lot of my folks are not going to care about us till January 2, um, and which is fine by me. So it'll be quiet. I won't have to do a whole lot probably, and I'll still get paid. I mean, I still get paid even if I take that time off, but it'll give me time to focus on some things that it's like that I can't usually sit down for because it's like too busy, you know? Hi, surrounded by perverts. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. We're just yapping about being looking forward to the holiday break. Yeah. Alrighty. Do 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 do. Alrighty. Let's see. Last we left off on 9 Rip. We are on the Yukimaro route. Um, let's see. We got into a fight with our mom, and then our sister came looking for us. And then we had a little bit of a mini conversation with our mom, but our mom's still not quite understanding. So, oh, I see. Oh, I missed it. So sorry about that. But yeah, glad. I hope you had a good time. Hope you answered some letters. Yay, 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 yay. Very nice. I'll try and make the next one. Yeah, yeah. It's been kind of like the weather's been changing like pretty drastically. So I feel like I've been having some like sinusy stuff that's kind of like acting up right now. Yeah. You just don't get it, Mom. I don't want your life. Very, very varsity blues here. Yeah. Let's see. That's pretty much all that happened. I mean, there was some like bonding between me and the spirits. They got into their TV show. Yeah. Sending me energy. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's not the energy. Well, I mean, sure, the energy is certainly affected, but it's more just the. I just need the bariatric pressure. Is that what it is? Because there's a. No, no. I might be mixing up. Because there's a barometric thermometer that is like based on like pressure, and that'll like move different like different weights in the thermometer. But I think bariatric pressure is different. I don't know. Either way, what I need is for the pressure. I need to be not under pressure in my like face. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Okay. It was night. I'd been in bed for some time, but I couldn't sleep. Thoughts of my mother kept racing through my mind. I couldn't get myself to fall asleep. I tossed and turned, checking my phone over and over. I'd lost track of how many times I sighed. Oh. I see. Like the lap band is for like bariatrics. Got it. So I'm barometrics. Barometrics is the word then. I'll get a glass of water. I gave up on sleep and got out of bed. It was so dark that I didn't notice someone was at the table until I was close. Ah! I gasped in surprise. Oh, Mom, it's you. With everything happening lately, it could have been anyone. Mom noticed me and slowly looked up.
まだ起きていたの?
I could say the same to you. This is so awkward. You called it, surrounded by perverts. I wanted to leave. I wanted to go back to my room and hide under my blankets. But at the same time, I knew I had to face the problems before me. I can't keep avoiding this. I sat down at the table, gathering all my courage. My mom looked up, surprised. I want to talk. My voice was barely above a whisper.
夜中だから声を落として話せる分、冷静になれるかもしれないわね。
Her response filled me with relief.
よく眠れるように、ハーブティーでも入れるわ。
Thank you. And then she drugged us so she didn't have to listen to it. No, just kidding. Mom got up and went to the kitchen to start boiling water. She's standing right there. I could start talking whenever, but yeah. Oh, thank you for the watch streak, surrounded by perverts. Appreciate it. Do a perception check. Poison check. Hello, my mochi. I was so nervous, I felt my throat closing. I couldn't formulate the right words. Where should I start? Stuck deep in thought, I didn't realize Toka had glided up beside me.
僕の方を見ちゃダメなのです。
He startled me, and just as I was about to scream, Toka put a finger to his lips. I refrained from yelling and nodded in response.
考えて話さなくていいです。思っていることをそのまま言うです。
What's on my mind? With Toka's prompting, I found myself opening my mouth to speak. I'm sorry.
ごめんなさい。
Huh? My mom apologized first, and I merely stared back at her, confused. Whenever it came to my career path, she was always so certain. I never expected her to apologize to me. Yeah, first things first, I want to talk about that ghost whispering in your ear. I noticed some ghosts watching me while I'm in the shower, and I don't appreciate that. Or do I? She stared back at me, a pained smile on her face.
あなたは謝らなくていいのよ。私がいけないのだから。
Oh. As she spoke, she brought the tea she'd made over to the table. As she poured the steaming water into the cup, I smelled the aroma of the tea and felt myself calming down. She then took a seat in front of me and continued speaking in a serious tone.
これまで進路のことであなたにきつく言ってしまっていたわよね。医学部へって。
Instead of a peeping Tom, it's a peeping mom? No, wait, that's not how that works. Peeping Tom mom? She strained through each word thoughtfully, as if she was pained by each one.
あなたに嘘をついていたの。医学部へ行ってほしい理由について。
Oh, could it be? You didn't care about the stability and all that other stuff, right?
分かっていたの？
Kind of. I figured it was about Dad. My dad was an excellent doctor. When other hospitals had given up on a patient, my dad would offer to help and would very often save them. Oh man, it means those hospitals didn't fucking try hard enough. Okay, boo. Mama lied. It wasn't as though he was able to save everyone, but he always did what he could. He was well regarded in and out of the hospital. Naturally, because my dad worked so much, he was rarely ever home. I want to see Dad. I miss him so much. When I was a little girl, I often vented about his absence to my family. Whenever I did, my mom would remind me how amazing he was. I was old enough to start understanding things around me, but not everything.
そうね。お母さんも寂しいわ。でも困ったことに、仕事に一生懸命なお父さんが好きなのよね。
I remember my mom speaking fondly of him, her eyes beaming with pride.
一生懸命に命を助けているお父さんは誰よりもかっこいい。あなたもそう思わない？
Yeah, totally. Her thoughts were like they were my own, and I always agreed whenever she spoke about him like that. The more I understood my dad's job, the more pride I took in him and his work. I thought he was the coolest dad in the world. Mom looked down, also seemingly reminiscing about those times.
お父さんがね、入院中に言っていたの。もっとたくさんの人を助けたかったって。
Dang, surrounded by perverts. What kind of letters were you reading in kind words today? That feels like a very Reddit kind words overlap.
その悔しそうな顔が忘れられなくて。
I didn't know he said that.
あなたや翼には見せたくなかったのよ。弱音を吐く姿をね。私はそんなお父さんの思いを娘たちに向けていた。勝手に託していたのよ。
My sister and I had heard our mom talk about our dad's achievements countless times. I would like for you two to be amazing doctors like your father was. I absorbed everything Mom had said over the years. In a way, I guess her desires came from wanting to honor him. She bowed down deeply towards me. Carrie, thank you so much for the sub! Woohoo! Appreciate it. That's right, 6 months of 9-rip. Very nice. Very, very much appreciate it.
本当にごめんなさい。あなたにはあなたの未来があるというのに、私は。
Yeah, you, let's see. We haven't missed too much, Carrie, yeah. We just got an apology from we're having an awkward conversation with our mom. You know, it was a lot of you're not listening to me. And now she's apologizing. She's like, you know what, I put a lot on you. So we're just hearing her out, so. That was a delayed response on that sound effect. That's funny. I'll have to investigate that. Yeah, thanks for the apology, Mom.
あなたに言われた言葉が本当にその通りだった。
I'd spoken strongly before. I'm the one who has to live this life, Mom. My future isn't for you. Like I said, I don't want your life. I didn't mean to say it like that. I just...
いいの。あれで目が覚めたんだから。あなただったからこそ気づけたのだわ。
Thanks to me? She nodded, gave me a weak smile and stood up.
話せてよかったわ。さあ、明日もあるんだから、そろそろ寝ないとね。おやすみなさい。
When she left the living room, I was alone. What, no hug it out? No hug it out? Come on. You know, I think a lot about, like, apologies and, like, you know, when people are, you know, end up hurting each other, you know, accidentally, on purpose, whatever. It's the repair part that's, like, really important. Like, if you don't want things to, like, flare up again, you know, 6 months later, you have to really work hard on the repair part, you know? I guess it's a Japan thing, yeah. She's like, I'm now going upstairs to commit seppuku. Bye. No. Someone tapped my shoulder and I looked up at Toka beside me.
お母さんに寄り添わなくてもいいんです。あなたにはあなたの人生があるです。
I know. The path before me was now my own. Southern accents. Well, the thing earlier was like a very facetious on purpose. There was a movie a long time ago. It had James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek. It was called Varsity Blues. It's like a high school football movie, and I'm trying to remember because I want to say probably his southern accent was okay during the movie, but like that was a dramatic line and it was like the most like exaggerated like one. So it was to the point that like my friends, like that was the quotable, you know, the quotable thing. We were just like, I don't want your life. I'm gonna look for that clip. I'll share it with y'all. Then you can see, because it's like oh bless. The way I said movie a second ago. Ah, I see. No, it definitely slips out. There's certain words that I feel very like I say a lot slower because I know that that's like an easy one. But like I have to say cement slowly because if you say it like real southern, it's like in the it's like over in the cement, something like that. Yeah, occasionally I do say a word differently from how I normally do. I see. Yeah. I've been told often that I have a weird like. Not that I have a weird sound, but that I fluctuate between a couple of things. Because I think I've been doing no for a long time, like before nor was like a thing. Yeah, so I think that I've had a lot of people who just like couldn't quite place me. But that's because I watched a lot of TV as a little kid, so like I was taught by TV, so like I think that's why my pronunciation's all off on a lot of things. Not off, but just like different, just varied. I watched a lot of like, what was that, PBS, where, it was like, they'll do like British comedies at night and that kind of stuff, and so it was just a lot of mimicking, yeah. Oh, thank you, Surrounded by Perverts, I appreciate that. I knew my mother wouldn't put pressure on me like before. And yet, I still didn't feel better about the whole situation. I know Mom is still chasing after Dad's ghost, but God, how can people do this? How can they turn those we love into nothing but memories? I muttered the words to myself.
前を向く。それに尽きるのでしょう。
Toko wasn't his usual self. His demeanor was like that of a god. His words were filled with authority, and in that moment, he really did seem like one. I want Mom to be able to move forward. I wished it from the bottom of my heart. In order to do that, I returned to my room and headed straight for my desk. I took out the career path survey that I'd been hiding away in my desk. I've decided my path. Uh-oh. Hey, Mom, I'm dating a Ouija board. You don't need to pressure me into a doctorate if you want to talk to Dad again. I'm dating a Luigi board. All right, Sagan, this is my only option, Sagan University. This happened in the other playthrough too, that we got so like, oh no, like now I feel guilty, but like also a sense of duty. So now I'm still following that path. I didn't think twice. I just wrote the words. This is the right choice. Right, Dad? I muttered the words into the darkness, seeking his approval. Lightning struck outside, and he's like, that's not what I want. If you have two choices, and one of them is taken away, you have no choices. That is true. That is true. That reminded me of, or let me get past this chirping, and then I'll tell y'all a side story. All right. Okay. That like, like looking to be like, this is what you wanted, right, Dad? There's this like funny, I might have talked about this before, but a book came out, and it was basically like, it was kind of set up almost like a children's book, but it was talking about like a very grown-up concept, which is like, it's basically called Everybody Dies. And it's written by like a guy who was on Breaking Bad, like an extra on Breaking Bad. And so anyways, it's actually a really funny like commercial for it that they made that was just kind of like, basically like this guy, his wife passes, right? And everybody's like, it starts off at the funeral and they're like paying their respects, and everyone's like saying kind things to him, and he's, it's like, anyways, you slowly start to see him like just kind of like taking back parts of himself. So he's like, I think I'm gonna exercise again, and it's like, it's what she would have wanted. I think it was Julia. It's like, it's what Julia would have wanted, and like, I think I'm gonna do this. It's what Julia would have wanted, and it's like, I think I might start dating again. It's like, yeah, it's what Julia would have wanted. And then he's at a diner, and he's just like, I think I'll have the, I think I'm gonna do the chicken fried steak. And then a ghost comes out, and she goes, no. So I'll post that later too. It's pretty funny. No, let me try and remember, or let me make a note to remember these things. Let's see. Varsity Blues. Vars Blues. And Erewhon. I'm scared to write this down. I'll just write Erewhon. I don't want to write everyone dies, and then that like, and then I keel over, and then like, the police come into my house, and then they're just kind of like, she wrote this manifesto. It said Varsity Blues, everyone dies. And it's like, no. I'll have the lamb made as murder. Startled by the sudden voice, I screamed, leaping out of the bed as I did so. Yukimaro, grinning from ear to ear, was standing by the side of the bed. I thought my heart was going to stop.
主様、妙案が降りてきたのだ。
Oblivious to the annoyance shooting from my eyes, Yukimaru spoke excitedly. I let out a long sigh. Yukimaru, please wake me up more gently next time. Waking me up like that is the worst way to start the day.
まったくなのです。びっくりした拍子にあの世へ旅立つかと思ったですよ。
She made a ritual sacrifice to these Caleb and Xavier gods. Oh, speaking of today there's a special Caleb card came out that's like real spicy. He's like not wearing a shirt, but he's wearing an apron. He's cooking for you. He's got a bite mark. And yeah, you were summoned. Welcome back. I said the magic word. Yes, I was just explaining the Caleb card. Did you get the Caleb card yet? Did you spend all your money to get the Caleb card? Cause I spent a non-zero amount of dollars so I could get Caleb today. Yes, it's too good. It's too good of a card. He's got bite marks on him. He's got a little hickey. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No money spent. Good for you. I'm glad you got it without spending money. Yeah, Green Yoshi was the one who told me about the card. Yeah. And I had seen... Yeah. Well, I didn't... Well, she told me about the card because, like, it was announced, like, that was the thing. But, like, it was before... Like, today was the first day it could come out, so... You wish that were you? Oh, not the spending money gambling, but the bite. Oh, yeah. It's very nice. I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like, he's cooking me breakfast, but he is the feast for the eyes. Caleb surely has some proud battle scars. Yeah. It's very nice. I was just kind of like, yay! I was just like, work? What work? But, like I said, a feast for us all. Merry Christmas to us all. Happy holidays to us all. A gift. His battle scars. But yes, that's very nice. Although I did switch for as a hot second to I think of all the voices, like English, Korean, Japanese, I think I really like Caleb in Korean the best. Like I think it fits really well. It's like, you know, very like, I like it a lot. But I did switch to Japanese recently because I wanted so Zane's voice actor in Japanese, he also like voices like a BL that I just watched, and like it was a really funny one, and so the voice was just really good, and I was just like, and so I looked up like the IMDb, and it was just like, also he plays Ray, i.e. Zane, in Love and Deep Space, and I was like, so yeah, you fold every time for English. I do enjoy English Caleb. I agree. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Surrounded by Perverts, for the redemption for a Love and Deep Spice. Love and Deep Spice. Love and Deep Spice. It is Love and Deep Spice, actually. Merry Calebmas. Okay, let me see. Let me go grab boyfriendos. Okay, I'm gonna guess Caleb. All right. Yeah, Love and Deep Spice. Spice boys. I'll have to fix it now. I'm gonna fix it and get the shirtless apron Caleb. That's gonna be my next. Yeah, you're correct. I need to fix this. That'll be on the 2026 renovations. So, but yeah, I do enjoy the Caleb English voice. But like I said, I think for me, Korean's where it's at. So, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the redemption. Let me put the 10-minute timer on. Bloop. Okay. I get demonetized? Why? We're allowed to have shirtless boys. Ain't no rules against that. If people can be in hot tubs and stream, I don't see why I can't have a shirtless boy on my stream. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll work. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, let me scooch over so y'all can see. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you've had a shirtless Silas and lived? Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My ghost ribbon. Because you can see through the leaves. Because it's green, it treats it like a green screen. Good thing Horny Jail didn't exist back then. Yeah, yeah. We can't retroactively be accused. Wait, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's how crime actually works. It's like, no. Well, actually, no, that's true. There is a statute of limitations. I think. Wait, but I still think that there's certain crimes that's like, it doesn't matter if you murdered somebody 30 years ago. You still murdered them, so I think you still get in trouble if you get caught. I think. I don't know the rules. It is how some crimes work. Yeah. I mean, I think for murder, there should not be a statute, but of limitations. Yeah, crimes against children don't usually have statute. Okay, that's good. I didn't pause because I wasn't gonna say that's good. I like my brain like glitched because like the term statutory. I was like, but that's a statute, and it was like, no, that's not what that means. So I just brain glitched for a second. I did a brain burp. Exactly. It just went bloop. I was like, oh no, and it was like just a little bit of like slow motion like anxiety where it's just like, no, you have to say something. You have to say something. The longer you don't say something, the worse it is. Stop. Japan used to have 15-year statute of limitations for murder, but they don't anymore. Good on them. Good on them for being like, you know what? That's silly. That's silly. Because basically every murderer was like waiting for 15 years and 1 day. And then they're like, peace. You can't touch me. So. But all right. Toka casually appeared, agreeing with me. You're a god. You can't ascend any higher, can you?
それほど驚いたという表現なのです。
Koharu rushed in, looking highly alert. Realizing his concern, I tried my best to reassure him. It's nothing serious. Yukimaro just had a great idea and caused a commotion.
びっくりさせんじゃねえ。何かあったかと思ったじゃねえか。
Not gonna lie, if you just resumed talking like about something else, you would have just assumed that your audio glitched. I'll keep that in mind and be like, no, your audio glitched. Don't worry. When I confess part of my crimes, I'll start, but then I'll just be like, audio glitch. I don't have any. I don't have any any crimes that would not be affected by statute of limitations. I don't have any crimes. You can't descend any higher, can you? Let's find out. It's like, no, it's like in Super Troopers, where it's just like, pull over. We're already pulled over. Hey, we're already pulled over. He can't pull over any further.
たたっているものを心配して駆けつけるなんておかしいです。
Toka spoke in a teasing voice, and Koharu looked away, blushing.
心配したとは言ってねえだろ。
Despite his cold words, I knew Koharu was, in fact, a very kind spirit. I couldn't help but chuckle.
ちょっと嫉妬しちゃうですけど、彼女に優しくしてくれるのはいい行いなのです。
Oops, wrong chat. This is a real conversation. You live in state. I guarantee you speed every time you get on the highway, but at least 50. Yeah. Correct. but yes, I do speed, although I've been really better about it since I got pulled over. I think I told this story on stream already, but I got pulled over for going 40 and a 30, and but I only got a warning, thankfully. So, but now I've been like, I'm gonna slow it down. But the officer is the one who caught me. So it's double jeopardy. You can't try me for a crime that I already got for. Every day you're living on the edge. Green Yoshi, are you somebody who looks at your Google Maps and it's like, you should be there in 25 minutes, and you're like, bet you want, let's see, and then you race you race the timer. That's what I do. Sometimes I'm like, can I shave maybe a few minutes off of this? Would that be cool? Yeah. You didn't go to court for it so you could get nailed for it. No. You can't be tried for a crime you already got acquitted for. You know too much about our judicial system for someone who hates our government. But that's your biggest asset. It's like knowledge and information is your biggest asset in order to not be oppressed, or minimally oppressed. Yeah. Sometimes you wonder if the GPS already knows your driving habits because you get there in the estimated time despite speeding. I see. It is, which is unfortunate. Yep, that's a mochi. Hating the government is precisely why we should know more about the system. Well, I think overall everybody should know. There's X amount that everybody should know about, a lot of things. Everybody should know enough about cars to not get completely cheated. Everybody should know a little bit about finances. Everybody should know a bit about technology, and then everybody should know a bit about law and medical stuff, right? So these are all things. Yeah. But yeah, that was a mochi borkin. Both Toka and I were smiling, but Koharu seemed unable to bear the atmosphere.
まったく、お前らニヤニヤすんじゃねえ。
こら小春、騒ぐでない。まったく、朝からやかましいぞ。
And when we sell cars, we should point out to everyone that there's a glow-in-the-dark handle in the back in case you get kidnapped. No, let's keep it to ourselves. Keep it to ourselves. Knowledge is power for us. Just kidding. You're right. That is the good word that I should be spreading. It's just like, get everybody. Do you have a moment? Do you have a moment to talk about kidnappings? Do you know what to do if I put you in my trunk? No, that's not a threat. I'm asking you a question. Whoever Lolli kidnaps is going to see the handle glow in the dark, even if the car seller didn't tell them. Yeah. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a bunch of glow-in-the-dark things in my trunk now, so that it'll throw you off the set. You won't know what to pull. It's going to be like a bunch of... It's going to be like a bop it game in the trunk. Pull it. Bop it. Twist it. Scream.
お前に言われたがねえよ。って何なんだよ、その妙案ってのは。
Yukimaru clapped his hands.
そうであった。母上のことについてなのだが。
You'd simply guess right on the first try. No, I'm gonna remove the glow-in-the-dark handle, and then I'm just gonna put glow-in-the-dark things in there, so that you'll just be grasping in the dark. Oh no, just anything that's glowing. It's like, this must be it, and then it's just. Oh, you know what? It's gonna be a bunch of bicycle horns and bicycle bells. It's gonna be a bunch of bring bring. That's all. That was the 10-minute timer. Thank you again for redeeming the boyfriendo. Let me gotta go now. Bye, Caleb. Enjoy those Asiatic pears. Remove that handle, and then I'll be helpless if I get locked in. Maybe I won't remove the handle. Maybe I'll just cover it in black tape. But only I'll know that there's black tape on it. So. Or like I said, just nothing but handles. What if I put 100 different handles in there? That works. Oh, that's already resolved. We talked last night. I've decided to go to Sagan and go into the medical field. I was eager to avoid talking about the issue further, and so I firmly stated my decision. Both Yukimaru and Koharu looked surprised, while Toka gave me a stern look. Don't get me wrong, this wasn't my mom's idea, it's mine. She's given me the freedom to choose. So I need to start studying. Just deciding to go there doesn't guarantee I'll get in. Before anyone could respond, I rushed out of the room. This is how I can help my mom move on with her life. I'm sure of it. Yeah, Lolli keeps trying to outsmart my efforts to evade her kidnapping attempt. Should I be worried? I'm not saying you should be worried. I'm just saying you shouldn't, I'm helping you by not, feeling like you've got it all figured out. I'm just saying. If I were to kidnap somebody, I will think about a lot of edge cases. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I would, but if I was gonna, you should not feel satisfied or content with oh yeah, I'll be able to. It's the hubris of man that will that will keep you locked up. Allegedly, in theory. It seemed as though both my mom and sister had already left. I hurriedly got ready for school and rushed out the door. I walked as fast as I could towards school. I didn't want Yukimaru and Koharu to ask me about my decision. But it wasn't Yukimaru or Koharu who appeared before me.
学校まで送るです。
Hey! Toka? His clothes were modern, meaning he was visible to everyone around us. Seeing Toka smile at me for some reason caused me to take a step back. His smile was so different than his usual one. You don't have to do that. He seemed to see through my fear and took a step toward me.
本当に聖銀大学に行くですか？それがあなたの願いなのですか？
Yes, and I don't want to think about it anymore. I spoke clearly, but even as I did, uncertainty spread through my heart. I tried to get rid of that feeling by smiling. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I thought if I said it like that, he would stop worrying. Instead, his face grew even more somber.
僕はこうなることを予知していました。あなたが母上に寄り添うあまり、自らの人生を諦める未来を。
That's not true. I started to say the words, but I stopped. His gaze had clearly changed.
亡き人の思いは、時に聖者を狂わせ、惑わす。誰のことを言っているか、わかりますね。
My mother, she missed my father so much, she tried to sacrifice my future in his memory. But my mom said she thought things over last night.
何を言っているのです？狂ったのはあなたですよ。
Toka's smile gave me chills. He's really creeping me out. Toka must have noticed my fear, but he didn't seem to care.
亡き人を思うあまり、母上の中に生まれた狂い。それがあなたに連鎖してしまって。 あなたの人生は狂い始めました。
No, mom's not evil. It's the ghost dad who's making us go crazy. Just kidding.
そうならないよう、僕はあなたを誘うつもりでいたのですが。
My mouth felt dry. I whispered, Lure? Where?
人生を終えた者たちから人生の大切さを知れる、そんな機会を作ろうと思っていたのです。
Those whose lives had passed?
神隠しをご存知か。
I was in total shock. Was Toka intending on spiriting me away? I turned pale and took a few steps back. That's right. Toka is a Tengu. His goal is to give people burdens so they can grow. I felt as though I was seeing his true nature for the first time.
あの神主のおかげで計画が台無しになってしまった。となれば、あのあやかしたちにかけるほかない。あのあやかしたちなら、あなたをいい方向に導くことができるかもしれないと。だが、やはり無理なようだ。
見くびってもらっては困るの。
Someone appeared from behind Toka. Yukimaru! A wave of relief washed over me as I saw Yukimaru's face come into view. Then someone pulled my hand from behind.
ぼさっとしてんじゃねえ。さっさとずらかるぞ。
Koharu!
あとはあいつに任せておけばいい。神に詳しいあいつならどうにかできる。
I looked at Yukimaru, who confidently nodded. I let Koharu pull me and we started to run. Koharu understood my fear. He gripped my hand tightly and we continued running. As much as I appreciated him helping me escape, we had run for so long that I was getting out of breath. Koharu saw me wheezing and gave me an exasperated sigh.
お前もっと体を鍛えた方がいいぞ。若いもんがこれぐらいで息上がってちゃ情けねえだろうが。
Rude. I'm sorry.
とりあえず息を整えろ。ここまで来れば大丈夫だろうからな。
Koharu stopped, and I was finally able to catch my breath. I'm fine now. Thank you. We'd run all the way to the entrance of my school. It was still early, and there were barely any students around. I should quit. Yeah. I should quit smoking cigarettes and crack and peyote. I hastily bowed to Koharu. Thank you for saving me. I looked up and Koharu stared back at me, a glum expression on his face.
なあ、本気なのかよ。進路のこと。
Guess he still wants to talk about what I said in my room. Yes, I already wrote it all down on the survey. I'm gonna submit it today. Koharu didn't say anything and merely looked down at the ground. Both you and Yukimaru listened to me and helped me out so much. I really appreciate all you two have done for me. If it hadn't been for the two of you, I don't think I could have overcome this challenge.
立ち直ったか。ならどうしてそんな顔してやがる。
Huh? Truthfully, I had no idea how I looked. I thought I was speaking to him normally. How do I look to him?
おととい母親とやり合った時よりもひでえ顔してるぞ。
What? That's not true. It can't be. Don't say that.
事実を言ってるだけだ。あの天然ボケかましてる雪丸でさえ気づいていたぜ。
Please stop.
昨日何があったのか話せ。お前みたいなやつが一人で抱え込んでも。
Just leave me alone. This has nothing to do with you. I couldn't help but shout back at him. Your purpose is to haunt me, right, Koharu? That's your job, right? Then why are you doing the complete opposite of that? I didn't want to say those words to him. But again, my true emotions got the best of me, and I couldn't stop the rage from pouring out of me. Surprisingly, Koharu said nothing in return. His expression just turned even more stern. Yet, there was no anger in his face. Rather, he seemed sad or even disoriented. Disorientated is what it said. That's why this is the Yukimura route and not your route. I don't want your life. Seeing him like that stopped me in my tracks. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
お前の言う通りだな。
He quietly mumbled and turned around to walk away from me. Please wait. Koharu stopped. I didn't mean that. It's just... I didn't know what to say after that. In the end, I just let the silence drag on. Standing there alone, I wanted to cry. Koharu turned around, walked back to me, and patted me on the head.
お前がじっくり考えて出した答えを否定するような言い方をした。悪かったな。
Oh, he's so... How could he be so kind? He gently patted my head and my heart grew warm. It made me want to cry even more. I meant it when I said you guys saved me. I really did. You're such a kind person. Yeah, Green Yoshi, wave dance. I'd been lying to myself before. I was surprised when the truth escaped my lips. I realized I was only telling myself I was okay. Koharu laughed suddenly.
人じゃねえ。あやかしだ。
His smile made me feel a little relieved. I felt a sense of happiness return to me. I could say, don't worry about me. I'll be alright, so please don't worry anymore. I called out to him since I didn't want to worry him anymore. But Koharu didn't answer. He only smiled wryly back at me. No matter what I do, I think Koharu's still going to worry about me. After talking with Koharu, I noticed a few students are starting to arrive. Then a familiar face approached.
おはよ
Oh, morning. Sayaka stood in front of us. She looked dumbfounded, staring at Koharu without saying a word.
こいつはいつもの。
That's right, Koharu does not like Sayaka. He finds her annoying because she's always just like, what you doing? But like, using the spirit board. What you thinking? Koharu seemed annoyed and began muttering to himself. Oh, that's right. Sayaka's always using the spirit board, so Koharu's met her many times already. Run, Koharu! Would you still love me if I was a worm? Sayaka seems like the kind of person who would do that. But given how much she was staring at Koharu, I knew I had to introduce them to each other. Sayaka, this is my friend, Koharu. I thought carefully as I introduced him, but Koharu's expression looked surprised. He needs to go walk his fish. He immediately whispered to me.
友達ってのは厳しいだろ。
Well, I can't tell her you're a spirit who's haunting me, can I?
まあ、それはそうだが。
Sayaka looked confused, but she seemed to believe it easily. She smiled instantly.
こんなイケメンが友達にいるなんて聞いてないぞ。
Sayaka's bold! He's just upset because Sayaka spoiled the drama he was watching. Huh? Hot? I couldn't help but stare at Koharu. I've only really ever thought of him at the spirit board, but looking at him now, I guess he is pretty attractive. Pretty attractive! Yeah, I like him without the little rat tail. It's nice.
見つめすぎ。まあ見とれるのもわかるけどさ。
Sayaka, stop! Started to feel embarrassed. I Sayaka glanced at Koharu and his cheeks looked flushed too. That's right. So we all like that Zuko type.
それじゃあな。
Koharu spoke curtly and walked off.
小春さんって照れ屋なんだね。顔が真っ赤だったよ。
Yeah, because you called him hot, Sayaka.
だって本当にそう思ったんだもん。いいなぁ、羨ましい。あんな彼氏が欲しいな。
Yeah, that's what she's gonna ask the spirit boy. It's like, how do I get a hot guy like Koharu? And then he just writes, Shine! Die! And he's not wrong. He's not my boyfriend.
未来の彼氏になるかもよ。
I highly doubt it. I mean, he's a spirit. I'm not allowed to view him romantically, right? Despite telling myself that, I noticed my heart rate was elevated. You don't get him. Please give up. Not this time. Yeah. I entered the school with Sayaka, swapped in my indoor shoes, and took out the survey from my bag.
それって進路のプリント？
Sayaka peered in and asked, Yeah, I decided. I'm going to Seigen University.
本当に？
Yes, really. As soon as she heard me say that, Sayaka flashed me a giant smile. Her eyes glimmered. She looked elated.
考えるって言ってたから不安だったけど、よかったー。これで一緒に大学に通えるね。
Right.
本当に嬉しい。キャンパスライフを楽しもうぜ。
Yeah, I'm excited too. For some reason, Sayaka's elated outburst suddenly stopped, and I cocked my head in confusion. Huh? What's the matter?
だってあなた全然笑ってないよ。
I felt my face stiffen. I feel like Koharu said something similar to me earlier. I felt an ache in my heart and tried to calm down. I covered it with a forced smile. I'm just nervous because I'm about to go visit the staff room to submit it. You know how there's so many teachers there? Obviously they'd be there, right?
そうだよね。私も緊張しちゃってやばいよ。
She played along, but Sayaka's expression still looked concerned. Well, I'm gonna go turn it in now, okay?
うん。
I'm going! I'm walking in that direction! Nobody stop me! Sayaka's smile was completely gone as she waved me off, and I escaped to the staff room. I wanted to be sure to catch my teacher before homeroom started and found him in the faculty room.
お母さんから聞いていたが、本当にいいのか？
My bad, a little tickle in my throat. I just drank some water. My homeroom teacher asked, looking through my survey answers with a confused look on his face. Yes, it's what I want to do. After she beat me!
それならいいが、まだこれで決定というわけではないから、よく考えなさい。
Why is everyone trying to talk me out of this? Feeling like I'd lose my nerve, I tightly clenched my fist. Then I punched a locker. We need a weather manipulating machine for you. Then class began. Our teacher continued to speak, but I wasn't listening to a word he said. I stared out the window and sighed. I was stressing so much about the survey, but now that I'd turned it in, I didn't feel any better. Everyone's voices echoed in my head.
昨日何があったのか話せ。お前みたいなやつが一人で抱え込んでも。
だってあなた全然笑ってないよ。
それならいいが、まだこれで決定というわけではないから、よく考えなさい。
me. Don't worry about me. Don't give me that look. I worried that if I were to talk about it, if I showed my true feelings, if I thought about it, my resolve would crumble.
亡き人を思うあまり、母上の中に生まれた狂い。それがあなたに連鎖してしまって、あなたの人生は狂い始めました。
I truly felt scared when Toka said that. But the fear was as much of him as it was from the words themselves. My life is starting to go astray? That can't be right. I miss my father, of course, but it's different from my mother's grief. I just want to make her happy.
ちょっと。
Sayaka was sitting nearby, desperately trying to get my attention. I gasped. It seemed the teacher had called on me. I soon realized everyone was staring at me.
一色、どうしたんだ？早く前に出てきて問題を解きなさい。
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I rushed to stand up and was on it.
あ、先生、一色さん、今朝から体調が悪かったんです。
The teacher gave me a stern look, but softened upon hearing Sayaka's explanation.
ああ、そうだったのか。それなら保健室に行って休んできなさい。
No, I...
さ、行こう。私が付き添うから。
Before I could refuse, Sayaka was on her feet. She pulled my hand and swiftly escorted me out of the classroom. Sorry, I made you lie. I immediately apologized as soon as we left. Sayaka smiled.
授業をサボれてラッキーだったよ。
My guilty conscience eased up a little. I'm so glad you're in my class, Sayaka.
ちょっと、私は便利屋じゃないんだからね。でも、同じクラスなのが嬉しいのは、あなたがいないと、私、ダメだからさ。ほら、昔あったじゃない？
Hearing that, I thought back to when we were in junior high. Our parents were friends, so we both applied for the same local private school. Despite getting accepted, Sayaka and I wound up in separate classes. In elementary school, Sayaka had many friends. She was always smiling. But in junior high, she just couldn't fit in. For a time, she got so stressed about it. Back then, Sayaka was like a different person. She was so gloomy.
あの時、あなたが気にしてくれてさ。休み時間になると、クラスに来てくれてたよね。あなたがいると、心が強くなって、通い続けることができたんだ。だから、大学も一緒だって分かって、すごく嬉しかったよ。
I felt a sharp pang of guilt in my heart. I'm truly happy to attend the same college as Sayaka, but I...
一緒に受験を乗り切ろうね。
Right. I think my smile was better this time. I'm going to need to keep smiling like this. I better get used to it. I've got to be able to smile on command. Or just don't apply it to Seigane and then say that you're dumb and you didn't pass your test. That's an option. But, I mean, you shouldn't lie. You should just tell the truth. But if you were gonna... I didn't feel like returning to class, so I rested a little on the bed in the nurse's office. I don't have class in the afternoon due to the school's scheduling, but I knew I had to get it together. Yet all I could do was lay flat on the bed. I couldn't bring myself to stand up.
失礼します。うちのクラスの一色がいると聞いたんですが。
Oh, is that my homeroom teacher?
ああ、いますよ。今、ベッドで休んでいます。
Hearing the teachers back and forth, I rushed to open the curtain. Sorry, I feel much better now. My teacher seemed relieved to hear that.
心配だったから。念のため、お家に連絡しておいたからな。
Oh, but my mom is working right now. I'll just let my mom know when I get home.
いや、親戚の方が電話に出てくれたぞ。ちょうど訪ねてきているんだろ？
I don't think so. My family didn't tell me anything.
そうなのか。おかしいな。男性が電話に出たんだが、学校まで迎えに来るとのことだったぞ。
Oh well, we'll just send you home with whoever. A man? What? No way. I laughed dryly in my head, but I felt an immediate sense of foreboding.
やあやあ、この我が今ここに迎えに来てやったぞ、めいっ子よ。
No. Please don't tell me he answered the phone. Couldn't it at least have been Koharu? Because of the conversation we just had, my teacher looked at me dubiously. Hi, Uncle Yuki. Is this really your uncle? That was what his eyes seemed to ask. Perhaps he was worried that it was merely someone posing as my relative. Uncle, what are you doing here? I decided to play along. After hearing me confirm the man's identity, my teacher looked relieved.
病に倒れたと聞いて心配での。さあ、病院へ行こう。
Let us go to the people hospital. For the humans. Well, it's not that bad.
ほうほう。病院へ行くのは本意ではないと。は、まさか、仮病であったか。
I wanted to kill him. He sounds like he's overacting on purpose. Why did he accuse me of faking my illness? And did he say people hospital? It was like he was taking this out on me for deciding to go to med school without talking to him. I replied with gritted teeth. No, Uncle, I wasn't faking. This just isn't bad enough for me to go to the hospital. This is going to be that scene where Sokka wears a fake beard and passes himself off as Wang Fire when he goes to Fire Nation School. Yes, yes.
ご挨拶が遅れました。私、一式の担任の。
My teacher started to introduce himself, cutting the tension between Yukimaru and I ended up taking the rest of the day off, and Yukimaru and I left the school together. After that, Yukimaru just stomped off in front of me. It felt awkward to call out to him as we walked in silence. I'm not mistaking it, am I? He seems mad. Thank you for coming to pick me up, but from now on, you don't really have to pick up our phone. I finally gathered the courage to speak to Yukimaru, and he finally stopped walking. He turned around sharply.
主様、ひどいのだ。どうして一人で進路を決めてしまう？
So he is mad about that. Yes, skipping school.
どうして一人で母上とのことを折り合いをつける？
It's true that having you hear me out helped me a lot, but this is about me and my future. I'll be okay, I promise. Just as I resolved earlier, I immediately showed my smile to him. But my smile did not make Yukimaru relieved. Rather, it made him look really sad.
我はそんなに頼りにならぬのか？
No, of course not. I promise that's not true. I reactively grabbed Yukimaru's hand. Thanks to you and Koharu, I was able to talk with my mom. And she supported me, so I'm okay, really. She supported me once I decided to do the things she wanted me to do. I couldn't explain myself well. All I could do was repeat myself. If I went into detail, I worried that I might reveal my true feelings.
ならば、何故なのだ？何故、そんなにも悲しげな気を放っておる？
Huh? Aura? Could he really see my aura?
とりあえずじゃ。天狗が言うておったことは気にしなくてよい。
Normally you have this glowing gold aura, but right now it's poop colored.
ただ、あやつも主様のことを思っておるのは事実。やりすぎではあるがな。
I recalled how Toka acted this morning, and my expression turned glum again.
安心せ。天狗はおとなしくなる。何せ 主様に対して力が使えないのだからな。
Thank you for coming in to protect me earlier. And I'm sorry it took me so long to thank you. With that, Yukimaru smiled. Toka, I didn't know how I would react the next time I saw him. I'm honestly scared of him.
あやつのこと分かってやれとは言わぬ。だが避けてやるな。
Oh. I had been so focused on my fear of Toka, I had forgotten. When I was talking with my mom last night, he was by my side. He was anxious about my future too.
ついでに我のことも避けてくれるな。
I wasn't. I just... That's when I remembered. His role as my guardian spirit was to make me happy. Yukimaru, I'm not stressed anymore. I'm very happy, so please...
嘘をつくでない。我は主様の気が見えるのだぞ。我は座敷わらしとして主様を幸せにすると決めておる。必ずやその悲しみを晴らし、主様の気を幸福の色にしてみせようぞ。
I wanted to reassure him that he didn't have to worry about me, but his words were firm. Seeing how determined he was, it made me feel so... Pretty sure I say I just can't win with you. Yeah. It was so classic Yukimaru. All I could do was smile. I just can't win with you, Yukimaru.
ふむ、今日は笑顔を見せないのではないかと不安であったが、やはり主様の笑顔は何よりもごちそうじゃな。
Yukimaru smiled back at me. His smile warmed my heart. I feel the same way, Yukimaru. Yukimaru's smile had brightened my feelings, even if it was only for a moment. Well, there's no point in arguing like this. Why don't we just head home? In response, Yukimaru just shook his head.
今の主様に必要なのは気分転換じゃ。
But I've already skipped school. I don't think I could do that.
言いたいこともわかるが、主様の体調不良は心から来ておるのだぞ。それならば、家で休むよりも外での気分転換が一番の薬なのだ。
Wow, he sure is perceptive.
保護者である我が許可を出しておるのだ。ほれ、行ってこい。
He's not really my guardian, but I realized protesting further would be no use, and I decided to just do as he said. Maybe my mood will change with Yukimaru. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to pick that one. That makes sense to me. Yukimaru, will you come with me to get some fresh air?
おお、お供に我を選ぶあたり、主様は良い目を持っておるの。
I'm glad to hear you say that. As I pondered where we should go, Yukimaru pulled on my sleeve.
街の散策に出発。ほれ、行くぞ、主様。
Apparently, he wanted to take the lead and pulled me along as we began to walk. With no destination in mind, Yukimaru and I strolled around the town. We talked about simple things and steered clear of talking about my future career. That's right, I had a question for him. It was something that I'd been wondering about since we first started spending time together. Ask him about anime. Who's your waifu? Do you like any other anime besides Tonodamaru?
おお、それなら山のようにあるぞ。我にアニメを語らせれば100年はかかるだろう女。
Then let's talk about something else.
なんでなのだ。頼む、話させてくれ。
Then try to shorten it to 3 minutes. I'm okay, but 100 years is too long. Okay, now go.
3分は短すぎるぞ主様。そんな短い時間で語れるものなどダサく良いか。アニメとは3分では語れぬロマンとラブ、そして友情、時に物悲しさがあってもうカタルシス効果がたまらんのだ。それにアニメとは一口では言い足りぬほど映像や音、そして描写、声も重要じゃ。たまらん演出が来た時なんて。
This game is too self-aware. Oh, goody, I get to info dump about this. You will not regret this. No, you will regret this. Okay, that was 3 minutes. You didn't mention a single title.
好きな話題なのに、大好きな話題なのに。
I'm never bringing up this anime again. Guys, I gotta take a little pause about this because I got to, when I went to Anime Expo, the voice actor for this character was there. His name is Ken, K-E-N-N, all caps. Very talented. He's got a wide range, but it's so funny that, you know, because like they did an interview at like one of the booths with him, and you know, we were all like sitting down on the floor, you know, listening to him. Yeah, he's really good. And it was, I'm just like, who, like the way he looks, the way he sounds day to day, it's just awesome to see him play this very whimsical, silly character. So yeah, it was it was very, it's cool to see a man of many talents. So I'm never bringing up anime again. Way to take the wind out of his sails, Lolli. I returned home to find Mom in the living room getting ready for dinner. I quickly changed and went downstairs to help my mom get dinner ready. I didn't want to bring up yesterday, but I also wanted to put her at ease. Hey, Mom, just as I was about to tell her about my career decision, the doorbell rang.
あら、誰か来たみたいね。
My mom hurried to the door. Oh man, I was so close to telling her. Having missed my chance, I couldn't help but feel resentful to whoever was at the door.
お友達が来ているわよ。さあ、どうぞ上がってください。
My friend? That was not how my mom would greet Sayaka. Then who?
いやはや、これは申し訳ない。遠慮なくお邪魔いたす。
That voice. No. I went to the living room and saw Yukimaro standing with my mother. Please don't tell me he's barging in like this to visit me. In complete shock, I froze. Then I heard my mother whisper to me.
ちょっと、年上のお友達がいるなんて聞いてなかったわよ。
He's... Confused, I hesitated. Just then, Koharu in spirit form appeared. Quickly surmising the situation, he motioned toward me.
おい、こりゃどうなってんだよ。
That's my line. I just heard the doorbell ring and this guy shows up. I stepped away from Mom and Yukimaro to whisper to Koharu. Yukimaro, oblivious to us, kept chatting with my mom.
彼女の進路相談に乗っていての。学校ではボランティアでそういった分野の相談役をしておるのだ。
あら、そうだとは思わずすみません。先ほどお友達だと伺ったものですから。今日は進路のことでしょうか。
決めかねているというので参考になる資料を届けに寄ったのだ。
Huh? Why is he doing this? Wait, but I've already... I started to interject, but Koharu grabbed my arm, stopping me from saying more.
雪丸もバカじゃない。あいつが何をしようとしているのか、様子見するのがいい。
But...
あいつが妙なことを言ったら、俺が止めに入る。
Is that an order? He nodded, unhesitating. Okay. I can't believe he just showed up like this. What's he gonna say to my mom? I gasped when I realized. Wait, this timing was too perfect. Did he come to prevent me from telling my mom about my decision?
良い匂いがするの。食事時だったとは気づかず申し訳ない。我は貧乏な大学生でなかなか手料理には恵まれず、彼女が羨ましい限りじゃ。
I glowered at Yukimaru, but my mom giggled. She seemed tickled by this painfully obvious ploy.
よかったら召し上がっていかれませんか？娘がお世話になっていますし、お礼も兼ねてそうさせてください。
Mom?
もう急に大きな声を出さないでちょうだい。さあ、お客様を待たせてはいけないわ。
She totally fell for it, and I glared at Yukimaru. He giggled, unbothered. Yeah, free meal, free meal! I sat at the dinner table with Yukimaru and my mom. I can't believe this is actually happening. Watching Yukimaru praise the meal, I felt lethargic yet anxious, unsure of what he might say next.
私も進路相談に乗ってもらってもいいかしら。
When my mom initiated the conversation, I felt a lump build up in my throat.
何でも聞くがよいぞ。
Why is he acting like this? Overwhelmed with emotion, all I could do was sit and watch.
この子はどんな分野が向いているか、私にはわからなくて。
Mom, we're out of soy sauce.
今日は使わないでしょ。
So much for trying to change the subject. Yukimaru crossed his arms, choosing his words carefully. Please don't say anything stupid. I was afraid he could read my aura. He could tell my mom what I was thinking.
見極めるのはまだ早計である。彼女の年齢で決まっている方が珍しいくらいじゃ。若いうちは興味のある分野の学問を学び、友との青春を楽しみ、いろいろな経験を積むのがいい。そのうちに見えてくるだろう、己の進むべき道が。だから焦らずに今を謳歌してほしいと我は思う。
I didn't expect him to say that. Yukimaru's gaze was kind. I felt embarrassed for doubting him. It seemed he really did care about me and my future. Realizing this, I fell silent. If my future was like that, that would be wonderful, actually. All the doubts I had tried to suppress came rushing back.
この子は姉とは違って自分をあまり出しません。
She's not good at anything, really, so we just gotta make sure that she makes us money.
きっと私が押さえつけていたからそうなってしまって。
Mom? What? That's not true. I chose this path myself. It's why I studied so hard.
いいえ、医学の道へ進むよう常に言っていたわ。あなたにすり込ませるようにして。それが原因で夢を持てずにいたのよ。
My mom's face was expressionless, just like last night. Unable to bear it, I looked away.
雪丸さんの言うような形になれば、この子も夢を持てるのかもしれないですね。
Mom set her chopsticks down and bowed deeply to Yukimaru.
これからも相談に乗ってやってください。よろしくお願いします。
任せてもらえて我も嬉しく思う。
Yukimaru's response was firm and confident. I let their words echo deep in my mind. The doubts I had intensified. I made that decision for my mom. I thought I knew what I wanted, and yet I felt myself wavering. After I returned to my room, I let out a big sigh. I had no more energy and dove into bed. I'm so tired. Though sharing a meal with Yukimaru was lively, I couldn't deny the whole thing was emotionally draining.
あのあやかしもなかなかいいことをするです。
I heard a voice and quickly sat up. Oh, Toka. He approached and then sat down beside me.
ゆきまろさんはあなたに最後の時を与えました。
What do you mean by that?
誰に左右されることのない、あなただけの進みたい道を決める その時間です。僕もですが、ゆきまろさんも分かっているです。あなたが提出した進路プリントは偽りだと。
Yes, it is.
それなら、どうしてまっすぐに目を見て言えないんですか？今日提出をした進路プリントは決定ではないですし、母上もまだ知るところではありません。今の僕はあなたにとって神でも何でもないです。だから言葉で助言を与えるです。
Toka took a deep breath.
これから言うことを心して聞きなさい。
I couldn't read people's auras like Yukimaro. However, I felt a shift in Toka's demeanor as he spoke to me.
昨夜と先ほどの母上の表情、あれはあなたの思っているようなものではない。母に寄り添うあまり目が曇っていると見える。母の瞳で見ようとするな。考えすぎず、あなたが今考えるべきなのは己自身のこと。自身の気持ちを無視していてはいけない。そろそろ自由に物事を考える時なのだと気づくのがいいだろう。
He said he wasn't speaking as a god, but his demeanor certainly was that of a god.
こいつに随分と甘い神様だな。
I hadn't noticed Koharu enter. He watched us from the corner and smiled.
小春さんこそです。扉の外でこちらの様子を伺っていたくせに。
Toka's demeanor shifted back to normal as she shot back at Koharu. You were eavesdropping?
ですです。僕が今朝みたいにあなたを怖がらせないか見張っていたです。
So be a peeper or be a peeper.
くそ、余計なこと言うんじゃねえよ。
赤くなった赤くなった。小春さんは照れ屋さんですね。
てめえ、神だからって調子に乗るんじゃねえぞ。
おや、神に逆らっていいと思ってるですか？
Their playful banter made me laugh. I loved seeing them like this. Now that I think about it, the liveliest of the bunch isn't here. I looked around. Yukimaro hasn't been back since he disguised himself as a human. I hope he comes back soon. Despite a lot of stress, I had so many people who gave me advice and support. That alone put me at ease.
わあ、そうだ。あなたに残念なお知らせがあるです。
What is it?
先ほど姉上が帰宅されたんですけど、腹減ったと言って冷蔵庫を開けて、あなたのプリンを手に取り逡巡した後、まあいっかと食べようとしていたのをお知らせしておくです。
What? That was a limited edition parfait pudding! I flew out of the room and dashed downstairs.
なんだあいつ、プリンがそんなに好きなのか？
というよりも甘いものが好きなんです。小さな頃から変わらず大好きなものなのです。
へえ。
So silly. Right, Yukimaro's perspective. Pudding! After Master fell asleep, I snuck into her room to see her. She's resting in peace. Wait, that's morbid to say. I watched over her, patting her gently.
主様の幸せが我の幸せ。
Earlier, I did something I knew she wouldn't like. But it was necessary. She was about to tell her mother what she decided. And if she did that, she'd be bound to her fate for good. Perhaps my actions were selfish, which is why I felt so guilty and didn't come back until after she was asleep.
どうか今夜見る夢だけは優しいものに。
I whispered my wish into the cool air. maybe she's having a nice dream since she seems to be smiling a lot. I want to protect this smile. That's what I wish most of all. Chapter 4. Okay. So I know I started the stream earlier with the intention of like, maybe we can do like 2 chapters. But I actually feel really kind of like drained right now. Or like, not drained. I'm enjoying this a lot. But like, I can feel some weight on me. I think because all this sinus pressure stuff. So I'm actually going to have to stop, but I saved this time. Yes, I will get my rest. I will do exactly that. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and hopefully next time I can stay on a little longer. I'll have to figure out schedules and stuff, because next Thursday is Christmas, so I probably won't be streaming on Christmas. I will be spending time with family. I hope that y'all will get to spend time with the people you like, love, or tolerate. So with that, like I said, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hope you have a good one. Yeah, I'm not feeling bad. I'm just feeling, I just need a little bit of, a little bit of rest will do me some good, I think. So, but yeah. Thank you. Y'all have a really great rest of your time. My next stream is tomorrow, so I will be doing a Study Buddies lunch. And then at some point I wanted to do a makeup yap and draw since I couldn't go on yesterday. So yeah. No, thank you so much. Thank you. So always great to see y'all. Like I said, hope to see y'all again soon. And yeah, we'll talk then. Okay. Bye.